Hello everyone. Welcome to BlackBerry Cybersecurity Briefing. I am Mona Thakur, Senior Manager of Global Product Marketing at BlackBerry. Today, I'm excited to talk about how you can achieve peace of mind with Cylance AI automatically. Here's what you can expect. We'll talk about how BlackBerry Cybersecurity leverages Cylance AI to deliver not only a world-class endpoint protection that our customers rave about, but also highly effective detection and the richest automated response capabilities. These capabilities mitigate sophisticated threats in milliseconds, not minutes, not hours, not days, in milliseconds. So let's get started. At BlackBerry, we believe to achieve best cybersecurity outcomes, you have to start with the best protection. Then apply highly effective detection, a rich set of automated response capabilities, and managed services to it. We believe when you take that approach of leveraging one of the most mature AI-powered cybersecurity, here's what you get. You get massive reduction in false positives because we block threats at the endpoint with 99% effectiveness. Your analysts gain their time back because we provide automated response capabilities that detect and mitigate attacks at the endpoint and collect all the relevant events automatically for analyst review. And you gain peace of mind because we help contain majority of the attacks at the endpoint automatically, so you're drastically limiting the attack surface and potentially limiting the lateral movement. Now, I want you to keep these outcomes in mind, and I will highlight how we help you achieve these throughout these presentation. So let's look at our endpoint protection, detection, and response solution in detail now. BlackBerry Protect is an AI-driven endpoint protection solution. You do not require any human intervention, cloud connections, signatures, heuristics, or sandboxes for this. It provides best-in-class zero-day prevention. Well, traditional AV vendors, they use signature-based techniques that indexes your files, compares them against a known malware. Now, when you have over 1 million new malware samples being released in the wild every single day, this traditional approach cannot keep up. And other next-gen AV vendors, they either rely on signatures or allow their malware to run on the system, and then they monitor the behavior. With BlackBerry Protect, it inspects the applications on an endpoint before it executes. It prevents attacks that have never been seen before, and it stops known and unknown malware with a 99% effectiveness on device with our Edge AI capabilities. And by the way, we do this in milliseconds with a very low CPU footprint. And I'll explain this in just a minute. So now let's talk about our AI advantage. Most security vendors, they would pitch that they use some sort of AI-based security, but not all AI is equal. The true effectiveness is a result of sophistication of the model and the amount of data it has analyzed. We've got one of the most mature AI and ML math models for endpoint security. We've analyzed about 1.4 trillion files. We've mapped about 20 billion features from it and extracted over 1 million features to figure out if a file is good or bad. Now, what the features mean is the DNA, the core building blocks of a file that helps you figure out if a file is good or bad. And by the way, we can do that with 99% effectiveness. So this is a huge, huge advantage. Another huge advantage is the speed at which we operate. We've taken our math models, we've shrank it, and then we put it on device. So it takes about 1% of your CPU power. And because we run on device and we're not cloud dependent, you are protected within about 50 milliseconds. This is another huge advantage. So what does this mean to you? Is that we're super fast, we're super effective, and we're super lightweight. And this helps you reduce the false positives and keep you protected whether your devices are online or offline. You do not need any network connectivity to be protected. Now, this gives you an idea of the power of AI that we bring to the table, but let's see what else we can do with BlackBerry Protect. On top of our sophisticated AI math models, we have script control, device control, application control, memory protection with far more granular policy options than our competitors. We'll be demonstrating these capabilities in a demo, Malware 5 Ways, in a separate session hosted by Brian Robinson, and I highly encourage you to check that out. Now let's talk about BlackBerry Optics, our AI-driven endpoint detection and response solution. So here, I first want to focus on the middle pillar, the Edge AI. Optics has best-in-class MITRE-aligned detection rules and the richest and the most robust set of automated response capabilities on device. Now, other vendors, they heavily rely on the cloud to provide the threat detection, and they predominantly use a manual workflow for any sort of response, right? But our approach is to leverage machine learning and automation on device so we can mitigate attacks in a matter of milliseconds versus potentially hours or even days. We not only have a rich set of automated response capabilities, but we also collect all necessary events data for analyst reviews via our playbooks. And what that means is that your analysts get their time back to focus on other valuable tasks, and you get peace of mind because you're mitigating attacks right at the endpoint. And to look at our automation in action, please check out Ryan Williams' demo. He's going to be demonstrating our supercharged automated response capabilities and then the business outcomes you can achieve with these solutions. So now let's talk about the other two pillars right here, the cloud native architecture as well as the deep insight. We are moving to a cloud native architecture in preparation for extended detection and response. And this is the building block. EDR is the building block towards that vision. Our detection and response capabilities would still be on device. We're not moving away from that because we realize the power of mitigating attacks in milliseconds, right? So all of the goodness with the Edge AI capabilities that you see here, it's still going to be intact, available on device for you. But with the cloud native architecture, we're paving the way for extended detection and response capabilities. And I'll talk more about this later when I share our near-term XDR strategy. With the cloud native architecture, we're also revamping the search engine for threat hunting as well as the query language as well. So you'll have an unconstrained threat hunting experience. And we're also going to be providing superior data retention packages alongside with that, with a 30-day retention out of box and up to 365 days of retention options. And we're really, really excited about these features coming up. So now let's take a look at some of the industry testing that we participated in. Here are the results from a MITRE ATP 29 test. And the way you would read this chart is the higher the number, the better the results are. Here it's easy to see how BlackBerry solutions demonstrated an advantage of leveraging AI with threat detection throughout this evaluation, right? We believe applying AI and automation whenever possible is the best approach because it helps minimize the cost associated with human intervention, slower response times, bias related mistakes, etc. So this is the truly powerful EDR capabilities demonstrated with a real life MITRE ATT&CK test. Now, we've talked about the solution itself. Now, I want to switch it up and talk about our competitive differentiation here. So, in this chart, time versus cost, how long does it take you to respond to an attack versus how much would it cost you? And when you have an intelligent, effective, and automated cybersecurity solution, you end up in the bottom left quadrant, right? In this case, what that means is you achieve a faster time to security at a lower cost, right? While competitors, they have semi-automated or manual workflows. When you have that, you may want to think about what does that really mean in terms of containing attacks at the endpoint, the lateral movement, the analyst time for detection and responding to attacks. Uh, when you have to reimage the machines because they're affected, how long does that take? How is your employee productivity affected by it, right? It all kind of comes into play for the time and the cost consideration. BlackBerry delivers intelligent security that is faster and cheaper than competing solutions. And I want to keep reiterating that point to you because we believe automation and AI is the way to go. Now let's briefly take a look at our XDR strategy, right? We have compelling solutions for endpoint security, endpoint protection, detection, and response. But I want to give you a glimpse of what's coming next. We already have a suite for products for mobile, desktop, and server security, and also continuous authentication product called BlackBerry Persona for identity security. We'll have our network security product available shortly called BlackBerry Gateway. You'll hear more about that product in RSA as well. This would be all integrated, fully integrated as part of our cloud native XDR platform. We also have about 20 different integrations with our ecosystem partners for cloud, for network, for SIM, and SOAR type of integrations. And we'll be strengthening these partnerships and bringing in a variety of sources of telemetry right into our platform, and then we'll enable data correlation, integrated workflows, automated response, and AI-powered predictive threat hunting on top of it. This is truly exciting and a game changer, and we cannot wait to talk more about this. And we will put our managed services on top of our XDR platform. So, should you need any type of assistance, augmentation, or outsourcing of the services piece, we'll be right here to support you on that front as well. So, with that, this is the conclusion of this presentation. I thank you very much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the sessions.